Namaskar students. In this video, we'll discuss about a technical question to check whether the integral part of 8 plus 3 under root 7 is even or odd. I mean, the question is given 8 plus 3 root 7 to the power n, and we have to check whether the integral part of the expansion of 8 plus 3 under root 7 to the power n is even number or odd number. So let's take, first of all, I would like to take an example over here. The question is actually 8 plus 3 under root 7 to the power n. This is to be checked. This is to be checked whether after the expansion it is having its integral part even or odd. Even or odd. We have to be focused on it. Let's see. I'm taking an example before coming on it. Actually, this number can be written. Whatever power is here, it doesn't matter. This number can be written as integral part plus fractional part. Well clear. Fractional part is always lying between 0 and 1. Fractional part lies between 0 and 1. Let's take an example over here. I'm taking an example for making it clear. Taking other than this. Let's take 4 plus 2 under root 3. Okay. 4 plus 2 under root 3. This is an expression, irrational number. This will be equal to 4 plus 2 into 1.7, approximately under root 3 is equal to 1.7. So we can write here 4 plus, I think 3.4, that is 7.4. It is first power. If second power is taken, 4 plus 2 under root 3 whole square will get 7.4 square. That will become 5. I think 4, let's see, 54.76. Again it is having one part integer, another part fraction. Integral part is something else, but fractional part is lying between 0 and 1. 0.76 clearly between 0 and 1. If we are taking its third power, 4 plus 2 under root 3 whole to the power 3, that is equal to 7.4 cube. This will be evaluated by you to get 405.224. Again we can see one part is integral, another part is fractional. So whatever power is taken for real number, whatever power is taken for a real number, it can be having one part integer and the fraction, if provided that the component of the real numbers are integers. My words clear? I think hereby we have 4 as integer, 2 as integer, 3 also under the root, that is 3. I'm talking about 3 is also integer. If all the components are integer, then whatever power is done for it will get it integer plus fraction, integer plus another number lying between 0 and 1. We can write this 405 plus 0.224. This is perfectly integer and this is lying between 0 and 1. So actually this concept will be applied over here. So we can write here between I and f, 8.3 under root 7 can be written as I plus f, where I is integer and 0 is less than f is less than 1. Means f lies between 0 and 1. Now let's think again. If we are going to take its conjugate, 8 minus 3 under root 7, to multiply it, 8 plus 3 under root 7 will be equal to, I think, 8 square minus 3 under root 7 whole square. That will become finally 1. 8 is just 64 minus 3 3 are 9 7 just 63, that is 1. So we can get here 8 minus 3 under root 7 can be written as 1 upon 8 plus 3 under root 7. Now one more thing to be understood, कि whatever number is being divided by any number, sorry, if 1 is divided by any number, 8 plus 3 under root 7, obviously this will be converted into fraction only, and that will be less than 1, because 8 plus 3 under root 7 is more than 1. If the number 1 is divided by a number bigger than it, so obviously this will be a proper fraction. It will be proper fraction, means that lying between 0 and 1. So we can decide here, we can take here, it is also a proper fraction. Why proper fraction? Just because 1 is divided by a number bigger than 1, so it will be proper fraction. Okay, now let's see. If this is a proper fraction, so obviously 8 minus 3 under root 7 to the power n will be also a proper fraction. It will be also a proper fraction. F is already proper fraction. So let it be f dash. Let 8 minus 3 under root 7 to the power n is f dash. Take it f dash. Take it f dash. Okay. Now we have 8 plus 3 under root 7 to the power n plus 8 minus 3 under root 7 to the power n. That is, I think, this 8 plus 3 under root 7 is itself integer plus fraction and is again fraction. So this can be written as I plus f dash. I plus f dash. Now one more thing I would like to talk to you people. We can understand it. I plus f dash is equal to 8 plus 3 under root 7 to the power n plus 8 minus 3 under root 7 to the power n. Now one more property required to get explained, that is x plus a to the power n and x minus a to the power n. Let's take here x plus a to the power n. X plus a to the power n, that is equal to, I think, x to the power n plus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into a plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a square. Dot dot dot. It is continued. And x minus a whole cube is whole to the power n can be written as x to the power n minus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into a plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a to the power 2 dot dot dot. If we are going to add all these, so what we'll get? We'll get x to the power a to the power n, x to plus a to the power n plus x minus a to the power n. You will see these terms will be cancelled out. Odd terms will be cancelled out. Even terms will be left but 2 times. 2 times x to the power n plus 2 times nc 2 x to the power n minus 2 into a square and so on. So we can get 2 common from here. So x to the power n plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 a to the power 2 and so on. So it is an even number. Which is an even? It is an even number. Clearly? So we'll get here again. This can be written as 8 to the power 2 times a to the power n plus nc2 into a to the power n minus 2 into 3 under root 7 to the power 2 and so on, which is an even number. It is an even integer. So if this as a whole is an even integer, you can say I plus f dash is even integer. I plus f dash is even integer. Now further to be thought on, we have already considered that f lies between 0 and 1 in the first step. Means that we can write here 0 is less than f is less than 1. Also we have already proved that 0 is less than f dash is less than 1. Means f lies between 0 and 1. F dash also lies between 0 and 1. So f plus f dash will lie between 0 and 2. Therefore 0 is less than f plus f dash is less than 2. But previously we have seen that I plus f dash is an integer. So integer lying between 0 and 2 is 1. Lying between 0 and 2 is 1. So we can say here I plus 1 is even integer. So if I plus 1 is even integer, obviously I is odd integer. I is odd integer. Actually there are few concepts to be used for this question. One is x plus a whole to the power n. Another is every part of every power of an irrational number as a combination of rational and irrational will be presentable in the form of I plus f, where I is purely integer and f is fraction, but this part of the fraction will lie between 0 and 1. Another is that any number goes to divide 1 which is more than 1, the quotient will be lying between 0 and 1. So 1 upon anything is there which is bigger than 1 will get less than 1. Means that we are getting again proper fractions. Again the sum of two proper fractions, this is less than 2 but integer. So what? 1 f plus f dash is an integer less than 2, so it is 1. More than 0, so it is 1. So f plus f dash is 1. That's all for this video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.